morning, beautiful people. My name is Alice Monrose, and I want to say it is officially the Christmas season. Can you hear my jingle bells? Right. So, we have a good show for you today. Now, today is December 1st, and it's also AIDS Awareness Day. So, you're going to see a little bit more about that later on. We also have an amazing craftsman who will show us a little bit more about his trade. Now, before I get into all that good stuff, let's take a stop at the news desk for this morning's headlines. Thanks, news team, and don't go too far, because we'll be right back. Alright guys, first things first. As I said earlier on, December 1st is also AIDS Awareness Day. So I got the opportunity to speak to our senior medical officer and she tells us more about it. Good morning, beautiful people. I am joined here with Gail Kajada and we are here at Serenity Park talking about AIDS today, right? So, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing fine, thank you, Miss Monrose.
Now, I think everyone wants to know, what is the real definition of AIDS?
Okay, so AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, but AIDS in itself is a stage of HIV. Okay, HIV is a human immunodeficiency virus, HIV, right? And the end stage of HIV is called AIDS.
Okay, so I think that needed to be clarified because a lot of people aren't aware if they're the same thing or what is going on. So tell us a little bit more about the symptoms.
Okay, so here's the thing. It depends on what stage you're talking about. So if you're stage 1, maybe newly infected, a person who has been recently infected may have felt they had some flu-like symptoms, so just like a low-key virus going on, and then recover from that, right? Some people can go along normally for quite a few years, and what happens is that CD4 cells help the body to fight infection, and the HIV virus targets those cells. So over time, you'll find your number of cells going down as the virus keeps attacking, right? But to counter that attack, you actually have medication that assists the body in helping to rebuild the soldier cells, the CD4 cells, and decreasing the amount of virus in the body, what we call the viral load. Yeah?
Okay. So is there anything or any specific sign that you should be like, hey, if you're experiencing this, you should check out a doctor?
Okay, so my thing is this. Again, it attacks the immune system. So when you've reached the AIDS stage, basically infections that would not affect somebody with a normally functioning immune system, the person who has AIDS is very prone and open to those infections, right? Now, my thing is this. If you are unwell, don't wait. Go to see the doctor, right? You get a test done. A test will tell you what is wrong with you. And by right, HIV should be what we call an opt-out test. So when you go to the doctor, they'll tell you, oh, you need a blood count, you need to test your kidneys, you need to test your liver. HIV should be a routine test, yeah? And at the end of the day, our goal is to, get as many persons on treatment and get as many people, virally suppress least amount of virus in your body as possible. Yeah. So in terms of activities, today we have an outreach activity at the Cashie's Wellness Center. So we have a clinic on the second floor. We'll have testing there, rapid testing for HIV and syphilis. Downstairs, we're going to have some information and education. And I, urge you all to come on out because we're going to be having questions and answers and lots of prizes to give away.
Okay, so that's happening December 1st in town.
Yeah.
That is very interesting, seeing that we are experiencing this. I think a lot of people are suffering and they're suffering silently. So we want to have that open forum so people can come, people can talk, people can get the help that they need because the help is there. We just want you guys to step foot forward, take that first brave step. So for all those who are either positive with the virus or anyone who is at risk, is there any safe space or groups for them?
Okay, so we have Tender Loving Care. This is a group who does reach out to positives. We also have United and Strong. It's an LGBTQ plus group who would reach out to persons and help link them to the necessary sources for testing and care as well.
Okay, so guys, you have all the information at your fingertips. So for anyone who wants extra information, can you tell them how they can contact you?
Okay, so you can call us at the Ministry of Health, 468-5343 or 468-5316. Our clinic in Castries is 468-8886 or 8887. Thank you, Ms. Monrose, for having me, and everybody come out to our testing drive from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
And guys, I will see you in just a minute. Guys, so we met up with Jack in town where he showed us more about his amazing crafts. So let's see. Good morning, beautiful people. We are here in the Castries city with a Jack. So tell us a little bit more about your products, Jack. What is the name of your business?
The name of my business is Keen Eye Craft, and I'm located on the corner of Miku and Labrie Street. I always say next on the corner from Hobby.
Okay, so tell us a little bit more about what you do.
Well, what I do here is copper jewelry. They are made out of plain copper and also enamel copper wire.
So tell us a little bit more about the types of products do you do. Do you do rings? Do you do necklaces?
Yeah, well, I make bangles, rings, anklets, bracelets out of plain copper, which is good for arthritis, blood circulation, cramps, and joint pains. I also make jewelry out of enamel copper wire. I make rings, bracelets, bangles, anklets, necklace sets, arm cuffs, and a lot more.
Do you do beaded jewelry as well?
Yeah, I also make jewelry out of beads, local seeds from the island, and waist chains, etc.
So how long have you been doing this?
Well, I've been in the business for 7 years plus, or rather from 2014.
Oh, okay. So who taught you how to do this?
Well, I got some of my inspiration from a guy called Dudley and a young lady by the name of Terrell Nicholas.
So did you have a passion for crafts prior to starting this business?
No, well, I was into the welding business doing wrought iron, and sometime in 2014 I started doing this copper jewelry.
Okay, so does copper jewelry tarnish?
Well, the one that tarnishes is the plain copper. It would oxidize after a while, but the enamel copper doesn't.
Is there any way to clean the copper?
Well, you could clean the plain copper with sour orange, lime, or lemon. You'd have to use the concentrated juice.
And that would help clean it and restore it back to its original look?
Yes.
Okay, so tell the people how they can contact you if anyone is interested in your products.
Well, I'm located on the corner of Miku and Labrie Street, on the corner from Hobby. My number is 486-3782.
So I want to say thank you for giving me this opportunity, and I want to say you are doing a great job. Your work is amazing, and I wish you nothing but success.
I also repair broken jewelry, so anyone with broken jewelry, you could come to me and you can get that mended or fixed.
Oh, okay, so you make jewelry and you also fix jewelry.
Yeah, I also repair broken jewelry.
Okay, that is a great combination.
Yeah, man.
So I want to say thank you for joining me here today. And guys, I'll see you in just a moment. beautiful people, my name is Alice Monrose and welcome to another episode of Ali's Corner. Today is December 1st, so you know what that means. It means that all crafts up until the 22nd will be Christmas themed. Now, since this is the first one, I'm going to start easy on you, but as the weeks progress, we are going to get more intricate and more crazy, right? More creative, if you will. So let's get into this craft, shall we? We're going to first start off with a card, a very cute pop-up Christmas card. So for this craft, all you will need is some glue. I'm using Elmer's Cool Glue, a pencil, any pencil, it does not matter, a ruler, scissors, as well as your different shades of colors. Now I'm using yellow for my star, green for my tree, white for the inside of my card, and black for the outside. Now everything will make sense in just a moment. So let's get into it, shall we? So the first thing we're gonna do is take our inside paper. This will be the color that's on my inside of my card, the interior, if you will. And I'm going to trim on it just a little bit. And I will be doing that because I want to stick the inside paper on the outside paper, and I want to be able to see a nice black trim. To me, it just makes everything look a little bit more polished. So I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to evenly mark out all the sides where I'm going to cut off. To ensure everything is even, you can measure it out to ensure that everything has the same width, but I like to eyeball it. It's very windy today. So once you are done with that, you are going to take your scissors and cut along the lines you just created. Now yes guys, I know I'm using fabric scissors, but they are indeed a lot sharper and heavy duty for a lot of the materials that I use, but I don't use them on fabric. I use it strictly for other crafts. Alright guys, so now that my paper is a little smaller, I'm gonna stick it on my back piece, just so it's all even in a very cute position. So first you're gonna ensure it is center. You're gonna make little markings because you will have to lift up the paper to add your glue. So just to ensure it stays where you want it to be, you could just mark out the corners. Now I know everyone has their own technique with applying glue, but I like to just do a little line and just spread it out just a little bit. I've done that. I just like to give it a little spread so it doesn't seep out of my pages. And just ensuring things stay a little bit cleaner. Although I'll end up with glue on my finger, but you could use a popsicle stick or old scrap paper if you wish. I'm just more comfortable using my finger. So once you have done that, you will line your corners back up. And secure. All right, perfect. So once you have this, we are going to fold it in half. This will make our card. So this is our body of our card. So first you will line up your edges. Give it a little bend on the other side. Line up all the little edges. Give it a nice little bend. And we're ensuring it is completely in half. Now, once you have done that, you are going to then take your ruler and pass it along the edge. Now as you can see, it's so much flatter. You could literally see the difference. It is so much flatter and so much more polished. So this is what we're aiming for. So you'll take a ruler or any flat object and just pass it on the end. Just like that. Perfect. So now when you open, this is what it should look like. Now we're getting into the fun part. So you can then put this into a side for just a moment as we're moving on to our tree. So for our tree, it will be like a xylophone. If anyone has created those fans when we were kids or anything like that, you know that back and forth, not xylophone, sorry, accordion, the accordion fold. You know to fold in the accordion style. So what we're going to do is we're going to mark out different sections of our paper. All of them will have the same length, but the widths will be different. And that will show us the different tiers of the tree. So my first one will be about 1 inch. So I'm going to just mark that off and draw the full line. The second portion will be a little longer. Now again, you can use exact measurements and mark it out perfectly, but I like to eyeball. We're aiming for about 5 sections. So now we have 1, 2. The third one is going to be a little longer. Fourth one is going to be a little longer. And finally, your fifth one should be the longest. Now once you have all your lines drawn out, we are going to just cut them. Alright, so once you have all your pieces, you will then fold them in an accordion style. To do this, I'm going to demonstrate the first one. To do this, you're going to take your first strip, you're going to fold it forwards, and then you're going to fold it backwards. Then you're going to fold it forward again, and back. Now as you're doing it, you're going to see it is like an accordion. If you've ever seen the instrument before, this is what it looks like. Alright guys, now that you have all your accordion pieces, it's time to make your tree. So you're going to take the smallest one first and rest these off to the side, and you are going to lay it, close your accordion, and then you are going to lay it right next to the middle. You are going to glue it there, and then you're going to take your other ones in ascending order and do the exact same thing. The only difference is the length, and you'll be keeping a little space in between. So you are going to space them out first before you stick anything to ensure you make no mistakes and you are happy with your end results. Take it down. Now everything is stuck. We are moving on to the fun part. This is when you're going to actually see the base of your tree come to life. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some glue on the top. We're just going to glue all of the bits. Okay, so once all the tops are stuck, we are going to have them glue side on top, and then we are going to close our card. It might take a little finessing, but just be patient. You've got this. So we're just going to close our card, give it a little time, Alright, so this is how the base of your tree is supposed to look. Now everybody's tree is gonna be different. You can make the accordion fold smaller, as big as you want, as small as you want. Just know you need to ensure that you have enough paper so that it can easily open and close. Now sometimes your things might be on the side. You have time before the glue dries to ensure that you straighten everything out. But at the end of the day, art is art and mistakes happen, and every mistake is a happy accident. And all you have to do is embrace it and go with it. Now, this tree is a little empty, don't you think? I think we're missing a star. So let's add one, shall we? So with our paper on the side, we are going to take our star paper and we're going to draw out a star. You can do a big star, you can do a small star, you can do whatever size makes your little heart happy. Okay guys, so now that you have your star ready to go, you could either do one of two things. Either fold it and rest and glue it down where you want, or you can cut it in half and glue each side on either side of the page. That might be the easier option as it allows the star to stay positioned and not have that crease in between. Okay, so we're gonna just add a little bit of glue. So this is your completed Christmas card. You can write whatever you want on the inside and decorate the outside to your heart's content. Now, if I was you, I would add some bubbles. You could take some other pieces of paper and stick it to your tree, add some glitter, make it fun, make it festive, and make it unique to yourself. Now, if you choose to follow this craft, ensure you send it to 7233333 because I would love to see your creations this Christmas season. And you also get the opportunity to be featured on the next Ali's Corner. Alright guys, that wraps up the end of our show. As you can see, we have showers of blessings. So go out and be blessed and bless someone today. I'll see you tomorrow bright and early. Bye!